Hi YouTube, it's Janelle here. And just yesterday, a brand new credit card dropped by Visa. It's called the X1 credit card and it's already getting a bunch of buzz in the media. TechCrunch and Forbes, a bunch of other media sources put articles out about this new credit card. And it is definitely, buzzworthy because it's doing something totally different from every other credit card that is out there that exists. But I do want to talk about why I signed up. Just because I signed up for the wait list doesn't mean you should or that it's the right card for you too. It really depends on your personal situation. First things that you need to know about the credit card or that I wanted to know about it was there an annual fee? And the answer is no. There's no annual fee on this credit card, which I think is the first major reason why I was like, oh, okay, interesting. Usually when there's a new credit card that's doing something different or that's offering some perks that are different and new, there's usually an annual fee. So I was actually like, oh, okay, all right, no annual fee. So let's check it out. Let's look and see what they're all about. So what are the perks and the rewards or whatever that you get with this card? Why is this such a big deal? Well, the first thing is that you get 2 points for every dollar that you spend on any purchase anywhere. So that's basically like getting 2%, but it's not cash back. It's points that you can use to buy things with specific stores and retailers that they have available in their, list of options. If you end up spending more than $15,000 in a year, which I do, so, like if you don't really spend that much in a year, then it doesn't really matter to you. You're just going to get the 2 points for every dollar. But if you do spend 15 grand or more in a year with this credit card, then you automatically get transferred over to 3 points per dollar, which moves you to 3% instead of 2%. But again, I want to emphasize that this is not cash back, which I think is a drawback. This is definitely a con of the card that you can't get cash back. You have to use those points to buy things from, the portal of stores that they give you as options. Another thing that you can do is actually move up to 4 points per dollar by referring friends and family. So everybody that signs up with your referral link would give you 30 days of 4 points per dollar spent instead of 2 or 3. So that's actually a really good opportunity for you to get a little bit more back in terms of points. But what I want to talk about is the fact that it's not cash back. Because like I said, that's a drawback. That's a con. I usually like to convert my points to cash. That's the first thing that I like to do, unless it's like, travel points or miles or something that I will, usually do that. But right now, when you look at the card description and the website and everything, they don't mention anything about converting to cash. So that is definitely a downside of the card, which I don't like, because at the end of the day, if I racked up all these points, I should be able to get it back in cash. I think I really like cash back first. So just know that this is not an option with this card at all. The only thing you could do with the points is buy at stores that are listed on the site. Right now, it looks like they have a lot of brands that the younger generations, Gen Z, millennial will like. They have Sephora on there. They got Airbnb. They have Supreme on there. All these brands that, a little bit relevant right now. And I feel like it's kind of attractive to people that already shop at those brands, which, tend to be younger people. Another way that they're targeting younger people on top of that is the fact that they are not going to consider your credit score when they decide what your credit limit is going to be on this credit card. If you get approved, they're going to assign you a credit limit available based on your income. So they're going to look at you and see if your future earnings based on the income that you have now and the type of, career path, I guess, and role that you have, the job, the profession that you chose, if there is opportunity for you to make more money in the future, then that means that it's likely that you will pay them back because you're going to come into more money eventually, that they will consider you to be credit worthy. So they'll give you a higher credit limit. And right now, all over the news and on their website, they're saying 5 times the credit limit available to you compared to the average credit card out there. So you would get 5 times more if you have, if you are considered to be credit worthy, which means that, you have a job that pays you well. To me, this was a pro, obviously, because as somebody who is higher earner, I feel like that's good for me because I would get a really high credit limit. But I was a little bit like, oh man, that means that if you're out here not really making a high income, so if you're low income or if you're limited income or lower middle, your credit limit available won't be that high compared to other people earning more money or that have higher earning potential. So I kind of feel like, I get why they're doing it. It benefits me, but at the same time, I feel like that's not necessarily looking out for people that maybe don't have all the income and still need a little bit of credit available to them so they can, make credit moves like everybody else. So at the end of the day, though, I recognize this is business and it's going to be really hard for them to open up credit to people that don't have, the income to pay back that credit, to pay back the loan that they borrowed. So I do understand why they had to do this. I'm not tripping. I'm not thinking like, oh, this ain't right. But at the end of the day, I do feel like, okay, that benefits some people and not others. So you definitely want to consider like, what is your earning potential in the future? What career path are you on? What's your profession? And if you feel like that is something that you have a high higher earning potential in the future, you're probably going to be able to get a higher credit limit. Now, on their website, they specifically talk about how having a higher credit limit is really helpful for your credit score because you'll have a lot more money available, which means that even if you spend the same amount of money that you usually spend on a credit card, by having a higher credit limit available, your utilization will drop. I was like, okay, I see them out here teaching people a little bit about credit. Now, my most popular video on my YouTube channel, or one of the most watched videos, is all about utilization. So I was all about this. I was like, oh, okay, look at them paying attention to how to hack your credit score, right? Like if you keep your utilization low, no matter how much you're spending every month, it's about what percentage of the total credit available to you spend. So if you keep that under 10%, you can qualify for an excellent, point range in that particular category of utilization, which is just one of the 5 factors for your credit score. But it matters a lot because it's worth 30% of your total credit score. So at the end of the day, I thought that was really cool that they put that in there and that they're promoting people having a higher credit limit available, but not always using it because they want you to focus on how to keep your utilization low so that your credit score increases and stays up pretty high, regularly. Okay, so at this point, you're probably like, all right, what's the big deal about this card though? What makes it the smartest card ever? At the end of the day, the big reason why I signed up and why I really like it is because right now what they're doing is that they're emphasizing that you can actually create a different card number with this particular credit card. So when you sign up for a free trial or subscription service that you want to check out, then it automatically, you can set it up so that it automatically cancels out that code, that credit card number, so that you don't have to continue to deal with the trial after the free trial period is over. Now, I really like that. I think that is so cool because me personally, I love free. Free 99 is my favorite price tag. So whenever I'm seeing like something new is out and available, I usually do like to try the free trial period to see if I like it. But then sometimes, you might forget to cancel that free trial. After the free trial, you might forget to cancel and you can get charged for the subscription fee again. And like, oh man, I forgot to cancel that. But what the credit card does is it automatically cancels your free trial after you're done. So you don't have to worry that you're going to forget and pay the subscription. You won't. So with the X1 card, it just automatically cancels. And with the click of one button, you can cancel other subscriptions that are recurring charges on your credit card. So if you do decide to keep that trial, after the free trial, you decide to keep that subscription and keep using it for a little while. But then after a few months, you don't want to use it anymore. You just you click one button and you automatically take yourself off of that subscription service, which is really awesome because I have canceled subscriptions many times, and the way they make you go through a rigmarole, click this, click that, type your email here, confirm again. It's like they don't want you to unsubscribe because they want your money every month. And the reason why this really convinced me too was because this is going to be the future of spending and marketing and advertising. And every single company, it feels like that it's coming out now, has subscription, has a monthly, payment, monthly subscription service, whether it's videos, whether it's streaming, music, whatever. Like everybody is jumping on this monthly subscription. Even influencers are starting to be like, okay, you pay this monthly subscription. And I forgot what podcast it was I was listening to, but the guy who was hosting the podcast was like, this is the future. This is the future of all the companies. You just got to get subscriptions. Monthly subscriptions is where the money's going to be at. Recurring monthly subscriptions. Like Amazon, like Netflix, like all these, companies. And so I was just like, okay, so if this is what's happening, if this is going to be the future, this credit card is jumping ahead of it and saying, you know what, it's going to be really hard for you to keep track of all these subscriptions. Let's build this into the credit card and make it really easy for you to cancel those things if you don't want to keep them anymore. And if it's not in your budget anymore. So I'm all about that. The interest rates on this credit card, which is generally something I don't care about. I pretty much don't really care to look at the interest rates from credit cards because me personally, I never pay interest on credit cards. I pay my credit card bill in full every single month so that I never have to pay interest fees. But it is nice to know that with a particular company that puts out a new credit card, or when a team puts out a credit card, that they think about, what they're doing and try to make sure that it's fair. And in this particular credit card with the X1, it's from 12.9% to 19.9%. So you would not, even if you have the worst credit and you do get this card anyway, you wouldn't get more than 19.9% interest. That's still pretty high. But at the end of the day, when I was in college and when I was in my early 20s, I remember getting credit cards that were like 23, 24, 27% interest, which is insane. And so I really like the fact that they capped it at 19.9 so that the average fees are a little bit lower than, typical credit cards out there that younger people tend to get. All right. So in the description box, I put the link to the website for the X1 credit card. If you want to sign up for the wait list right now. You can use my referral code if you want to move me up a couple spots on the waiting list. I think I'm at like number 45,000 or something like that. But basically, when you sign up, you just get on the waiting list because the card is not actually available yet until the winter of 2020. So we got a couple weeks, maybe over a month or two before the card is actually out and available for you to actually apply for it. But if you want to join the waiting list, you can do that now. And again, I put the link in the description box. But at the end of the day, the bottom line for me is if you are going to spend $15,000 or more on this credit card every single year, then it would tend to be worth it if you like to shop at those companies that are listed on their website. And you can use your points for that particular type of shopping. But if you prefer to just convert your money to your points to cash, I tend to like that. And you don't feel like you're going to actually spend a lot of money and you're not going to qualify for the high credit limit because your income is not very high and your earning potential in the future is not very high, then I would stay away from this card because it's probably better for you to get the Citi Double Reward card because with that card, you get 2% cash back on all purchases and you can convert that to cash because it's cash back. And this particular card has a balance transfer fee of 2%, which they're promoting as like lower than all the others, but they don't mention anything about a promotional period where you pay 0% interest. So I found that to be a little sketchy, right? Because with the Citi card, you can actually pay 0% interest for 18 months and get a 2% balance transfer. So I feel like Citi has an advantage over this card because you get cash back instead of points to shop and because they have a 0% interest rate for the promotional period if you choose to do the 2% balance transfer. But that's just me. So I don't know. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know if you think that this card is going to be worth all the hype. One of the big things they're advertising about it too is that it's 17 grams of, metal or whatever. And when it drops down, it makes a sound. Like what? I don't understand why people care about that. That doesn't matter to me at all. Most of the shopping we're going to be doing is online anyway. So what does it matter what the actual card looks like or sounds like when you drop it on the table? But that's another thing they're really promoting out there. And I'm just curious to know what you guys think. Go ahead in the comments below. Let me know if you think this is a big deal, if you're going to sign up or if you're going to stay away from it, and let me know why too, because I'm interested to see if people think this is going to be as big of a deal as they're making it seem, or if we think they're overhyping it. But that's all I have for you guys. Until next time, peace.